Pleasure. This is the 5 o'clock shadow. If you're not familiar, please get familiar. Today is Thursday, July 7th. Thank you for tuning in, logging on. It's your host, it's your host, of course, Truth It, aka Will of God. And we're here today and we just wanna talk about some things. So can we talk about it? We're gonna talk about it. Things going on around the world today. Things going on in Worcester, Mass. today. Things, you know what? For Prep Show, this is the first time that I did not read the paper. I did not read the Telegram and Gazette to get news stuff. I mean, there's so much stuff going on. I mean, Gretchen Carlson suing the owner of Fox News. I mean, it's just a lot of stuff that's going on that needs to be talked about. So, you want to talk about it? We're going to talk about it. Let me see. Telegram. Okay, let's go to the Telegram and see what's going on in Worcester. There is a protest that's going on at 7 o'clock. And people are going to be there. If you want to be down there, I know some friends of mine are going to be down there, and they'll be trying to stand up against police problems with the police. So yeah, that's going on. Massachusetts legislature approves transgender rights bill. See, with so much stuff that's going on, you sometimes when a lot of things are going on and you're feeling bad about yourself, you don't really pay attention to what's going on and what you should be going on. I'm under the impression that a lot of stuff like this happens, so things like this can kind of get slid under the media rug. So, for example, if America's outraged and we're making all kinds of noise about a shooting, then Hillary Clinton and her being found, no charges being brought against her for an email scandal, could be kind of like back page news and no one pays attention to it. So let's see what's going on in our good old state of Massachusetts. Massachusetts is a step closer to becoming the first U.S. state this year to pass a law that would allow transgender people to use restrooms and locker rooms that correspond with their gender identities. The State House and Senate both voted on Thursday to approve a compromised version of the bill that extends anti-discrimination protections to include public accommodations. The measure requires only routine enactment before heading to the desk of Republican Governor Charlie Baker, who is expected to sign it. The House voted 117 to 36 after brief statements from several supporters and no opposing debate. The Senate approved the bill on a voice vote. The issue has stirred controversy elsewhere, notably in North Carolina, where a law was passed requiring people to use restrooms that correspond to the sex on their birth certificates. So, yeah, that's news. Another breaking news, and I don't know why this was breaking news. Sometimes it's like you get a news alert on your phone, and it blows up in your phone, and you look at it, and it's like, judge denies Bill Cosby's request to dismiss charges, enough evidence to stand trial. Like, everybody was under the impression that he was going to stand trial anyways. Why is this breaking news? But of course, if there's breaking news, we here at the 5 o'clock shadow will break it, we'll talk about it, and we will inform you. So, about this bill, I still need to understand what the difference. Gender identities and corresponding to the birth on the sex of your birth certificate. No, let me first try to move this a little bit and see what that's about. I don't know. Like what is the point of because I don't want. I mean, I am on Facebook Live. Shout out to if you have a Facebook. But we really, it really would help us out if you were signed into massappealradio.com or Mass Appeal or the TuneIn app, keyword Mass Appeal Radio. That helps us up, helps us pay the bills. So, anyway, so this is the whole thing, right? It's the gender identity thing. Like, does gender identities mean that if I right now say I think I'm going to identify as a woman, that I'll be allowed to use a woman's bathroom anywhere I go? Like, is that what it's saying? And I'm not asking it to a rhetorical question. I'm not asking it to try to be difficult. I really do want to understand what the argument is all about, because bathrooms are made to accommodate equipment. So if you identify with something and you don't have the equipment, then you should use the bathroom with the. I would say that. Oh no, truth, it's being homophobic. If that makes me homophobic, then I don't know what to say. That's just it's like basic common sense to me. It makes sense to me for that. I mean, and not everybody agrees with me, and that's fine. That's okay. But in North Carolina, boy, they are wilding out in North Carolina. They aren't letting anything go. No, you can't use the bathroom here. You can't do. We're not doing nothing. We ain't marrying y'all. We're saying we are fighting it. So, shout outs to North Carolina for sticking with their guns, I guess. So Massachusetts is going to be the first state to approve this bill. And Charlie Baker's a Republican. This it doesn't seem like too Republican-y to support this. But I guess Charlie Baker's the new breed of Republicans along with Donald Trump. So that's what's going on there. Of course, the elephant in the room is Philando I'm pronouncing his name wrong and doing his name a complete injustice, because I think that where I'm reading it off of now, it was spelled incorrectly. His name is Philando Castle, and so that's that's what's going on with him. He's after yesterday, and I must admit, yesterday was an emotionally charged show that I did, and, people were calling me like, hey, man, are you okay? I'm worried. Are you going to lose it or something? And you know what? There were a couple times that were a little hairy, and I did make some promises that I wasn't going to go there or go that hard. So, we're just going to talk. We're just going to have a talk. We're not going to argue. I'm not going to let it get to me emotionally. I'm going to keep myself in check today. But, yeah, so, after I got done with the show, tired, frustrated, and before I go to bed, there's a Facebook video. So I just scrolled by it, and someone tagged me in something else, like, we have to stand together and unite to destroy. And I was like, you know what? I get it, but I don't have the energy to do anything about it right now. I don't have the energy to, even stress over it. I want to go to bed. So I, scrolled by it, and it was like midnight, about midnight. And I really was like, I need to get some sleep. Then something said, well, before you go to bed, just click on that clip to see what it was. And it was crazy. A guy was sitting in a car, leaning on his girlfriend, kind of, or leaning back in his seat, and he had blood going down him. And then if you look to the left corner of the video, there's a gun pointed at him, a police officer holding the gun on him. And I'm like, oh, this must be old. Someone's probably bringing up an old video to kind of get things stirred up, get people angry. And now I look again, and no, it's really, this happened last night, like yesterday. So when I saw the video and understood everything that went on, I said, oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord, I'm about to go in. I'm done. I'm all set with, with anybody who tries to defend police or whatever. And then, you know what? I woke up this morning and I was still feeling like that. Yes. I was very upset, very frustrated, very emotional. But I said it's not going to happen today. I'm not going to let my emotions get the best of me because it ain't helping nothing. Getting angry and doing nothing is helping nobody. It's only hurting you. It's kind of like if you were a victim of being mistreated by a bully in school or something, and you go home and the bully goes home and it's like you're out for the summer and you know you're probably gonna have to see him when school starts again, and you spend the whole summer being angry and upset because you're gonna have to go back to school and see him, and then you show up to school first day of school and he's moved and transferred to another school. So it's like you beat yourself up and you let that all eat at you for nothing. For nothing. So I'm not going to do that today. I'm not going to let that happen today. I'm not going to get too bent out. I'm not going to get all bent out of shape about it today. But I will say this. People are rallying the troops. People want to, there's some people who say we need to go to war, and other people say we're already in war. War is declared on us. Other people saying, no, you need to just be patient and wait on the Lord. Other people are saying all kinds of different stuff. But there is something that we can do, or that you can do. I know it doesn't sound like much, but there is something you can do. And the reason why I suggest you do it is I'm a firm believer in doing everything possible. So when I do act up, I don't feel guilt. I don't bear any of that guilt. So, for example, if I'm talking to the kids, right, and I'm like, listen, I need you to put on a load of clothes, and my daughter says, okay, no problem, I'll do it. Day goes by, more clothes are building up. Listen, I need you to put on a load of clothes. Could you please do it? And I'm smiling, I'm tap dancing. Could you please put on a load of clothes? And okay, I'm so sorry, I'm going to do it. Third day, clothes not done. I go up to her and I say, I've asked you nicely. If you do not put on the clothes, you're not going to be happy. And then she said, okay, I'll do it. Another day goes by, it's not done. I spaz out on her. She gets in trouble. My wife is like, how could you be so mean? You know, how could you make her cry like that? And I'm like, listen, I would feel bad if out of nowhere I just snapped. But I tried talking to her nicely. I tried warning her seriously. I tried so many different ways to get her to respond, and she didn't respond. So that's all I'm saying. You know, all these people are like, yeah, let's get together, let's get up and get ready for war. And that sounds good, but did you vote this year? Did you get together with a whole bunch of people? Did you start a business this year? Oh, how does a business help and things like that? Oh, well, you know, a business means money. Money means you can help influence other things and other ventures and work with people who see that you're actually about something and not believe that you're just all about the lip service. And then you can actually make change in your city. Guess what it's possible to do? It is possible to get a black person in the city council, and I know because Christian King is in the city council, and he's black. Last I checked, at least. And you can get another person in the city council who has the same interests as you, and then another one, and then maybe even another one. And then you can move on from there to going for a mayor. And then you can keep moving on up. But things like that take time, and sometimes when we're in such an impatient society, we say, no, we want things to change and happen right now. It has to happen right now. Well, unfortunately, life doesn't work like that. What is that saying? There's two things you can't beat, Father Time and taxes. I think those things are, and I think Father Time is the first one. You cannot control time. Things have to happen. You have to let things happen when they do. You can't just be angry and have it have changes happen. You have to strategize. You have to invest, and you have to execute. You can't just wait for something bad to happen, get mad, and say, oh, I'm going to fix this. Let me get a pistol so I can go against hundreds and hundreds of police officers who all have pistols and bulletproof vests and riot gear and tanks and all kinds of stuff because we're mad now. Like that, like, look, man, I get it, but I want to win. I don't want to lose. So, the way I suggest that we do is there's a petition going around. And it was created on July 6th, yesterday. And it's a petition to create a federal law enforcement agency that supervises the behavior of all law enforcement agencies. Yes, I know, some of y'all already rolled your eyes, I get it. But the signatures on this petition have been assembled to express the need for a federal law enforcement agency that specializes in investigating the ethical conduct of all law enforcement agencies in the United States of America. And you know why this is needed? Because no one polices the police. No one holds the police accountable. The police, they get when there's an investigate, internal affairs or whatever they call it, they all are, they protect the blue wall, they call it. So if you expect them to objectively not be biased towards their fellow police officers who do risk their lives day in and day out, you're nuts. So, if a petition happened, which I'm going to put the link on my Facebook page, if you're interested, if you want someone to go to war with you, then please say, I have tried all other options. If we tried all other options, then I am all for going to whatever type of war everybody else is going down for. So I can focus the rest of my show on talking about how another black man was senselessly murdered, in which he was actually obeying the orders of the officer. The officer just got scared again. I put this on my Facebook page earlier. Listen, if you are afraid of black people, then you should not be a police officer. If a black person saying, I have a permit to carry a gun and a license to carry, you should not you should not say, oh no, he has a gun, shoot him. Like that's you should be in another line of work. Another thing I want to talk about quickly is white allies. I have a lot of white friends. I have more white friends than any other race. I know a lot of really good-hearted, nice white people. But my question is this. On your Facebook timeline, when something like this happens and you see your friend who happens to be black angry and bothered, are you just silent? Are you not speaking with outrage? Are you not sharing the sentiment that we as Americans should not stand for injustice like this? Or are you one of those people who have the attitude of, that another black man got killed, let me just not say anything because black people are going to be mad, and I have black friends and I don't want them to be mad, so I'm going to stay out of it. Macklemore said something very interesting. He said, police brutality will stop when white people care. Now, if you are a white person sitting out there right now saying, but I care, I believe you. And it was not directed towards you. I know people like Janine. And I know, I've spoken to her. I know that she has a heart for the justice and fair treatment of all people. And she recognizes that racism exists, and she recognizes that it's an everybody problem. But the people I think Macklemore is talking about are people like stars, music stars even, like Justin Bieber, Justin Timberlake, Kim Kardashian, right? So here's the thing, like Justin Bieber has influence on a lot, millions and millions of fans, and he doesn't mind putting on baggy jeans and clothes that are cool in the black community, or working with black producers to make his songs, or borrowing from the black culture. He doesn't mind that at all. But then when something like this happens, it's just silence. Kim Kardashian, she's married to Kanye West. She has a million something, 2 million, I don't know, a lot of followers. And when things like this happen, nothing. But it goes even further than that. How about my friends on Facebook? Some are in the church, part of the church. Not all of them, mind you. But when I share something about Jesus and the Lord, oh yeah, give him a like, thumbs up, let's do it, let's love. And I appreciate that, as you should. Absolutely. But then when something happens and I am extremely upset, and I expect my friends to be like, yeah, that was wrong, that's horrible, no person should be treated like that, silence. I could go a whole bunch of my friends' Facebook pages right now and scroll down their timeline. Nothing said since the day before yesterday when the shootings started happening. Texas says Massachusetts had a black governor, and we have a black president. Just remember what the good book says. If my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray and turn from their wicked ways, let me open it a little more. Then I will hear from then will I hear from heaven. Okay. And I have faith in that. But where is the unity? When France got attacked by ISIS and the bombs went off, 99% of all of my white Facebook friends changed their profile picture with the little flag, the where you could see through the flag and see your profile picture on it. But when a black person gets killed unjustly on video, nothing, crickets. the whole my name's Bennett and I ain't in it attitude doesn't work. So, for example, I am a Christian. We know what the Bible says about homosexuality. Still, when the shootings occurred in Florida, I was all over it. Because I think it was unfortunate of any lives being lost. And, it's just like everybody. It almost seemed like it was in style to be upset and outraged over it. Like it was the cool thing to do to be angry. It's kind of like after 9/11, where everybody was like in unison, yeah, we're going to turn the terrorists' land into a parking lot. And everybody was so pro-America. And there was nothing wrong with that. But when you're not that across the board, it doesn't feel like you really care. So, again, I put the link on my Facebook page. It is a petition to create a federal law enforcement agency that supervises the behavior of all law enforcement. I am not saying go and burn down anything. I'm not saying riot. I'm not saying... Listen, honestly, all that stuff has been tried and it has failed miserably. What I'm saying is we have to try different things and keep faith and hope alive until something clicks. So I say sign a petition to create a federal law enforcement agency that supervises the behavior of all law enforcement agencies. We the people ask the federal government to propose a new administration policy. This is what could be done. Because if we're not doing something, then all we're doing is sitting around and talking about how bad things are because it's cool and it's in style and it's the hot topic. Don't really care. You don't care. Listen, 99% of the people on my Facebook page who act like they care about other people so much and say nothing when a video is in front of them of two police officers killing one man and another police officer killing a man who's sitting in his car and threatening to shoot the woman, his girlfriend too. And you say nothing. You go about your Facebook day like, well, tired today. I'm going to post about that on Facebook. I'm eating a Kit Kat. I'm going to post about it on Facebook. Don't tell me you care because you don't. And if this offends any of my Facebook friends and you want to remove yourself from my friends list, I will be hurt. I'll be bothered. But the truth is the truth. Sometimes when bad things happen, especially like to black people, I am sensitive. I am a sensitive black person. Here it is. Thank you, Texter. Sounds like a good idea to me. I've been hearing similar proposals across the board from different people. Yes, I think signing a petition is a start. I agree, Texter. Rest in peace, Philando and Alton. Extending my sympathy. May we overcome racism, and may racism and violence never exist on Earth ever again. I appreciate that. Shout outs to Marlene and shout outs to Eugene. Thank you both for supporting the 5 o'clock shadow. I really do think that we have to do something. And no, I'm not saying we have to get guns and start preparing for war. No, we need to get a petition. We need to get into law. We need to vote. We need to do these things more. And you know what? Just like I was talking primarily to white people who don't seem to have a vested interest in police killing black people, I'm talking to black people and people of color when I'm saying get out and vote. Because we ain't voting. Not enough of us are voting. So don't say to me, the country doesn't care about us, the country hates us, and we're tired of being treated this way, when you don't even go and vote and at least attempt to make a change. And that's just facts. I really do appreciate the love, though, that people have been sending in, and it's almost like I didn't get shot, but listen, if something's not done about it, it could very well be me. I think what we're going to do is we're going to really, really work hard to get people to sign this petition. We the people. If it really is we the people in this country, let's go along with the rules of the country and how to actually make legislative change, and we'll see where that takes us. So at least when you're saying it's time to go to war, you can say we've tried everything else. Please sign the petition. Petition to create a federal law enforcement agency that supervises the behavior of all law enforcement agencies. Unfortunately, police officers all across the country, not every single one, but many, will protect themselves. And all police officers across the country have vested interests in maintaining that blue wall. And they do not deny it. They do not make any bones about it. We protect our brothers and sisters in law enforcement. They say it. They promote it all the time. And you know what? To an extent, I ain't even mad at that. But sometimes people are bad at their jobs. People make mistakes. And if no one's supervising you and keeping you on the straight and narrow, something bad can happen. And when bad things happen, who's going to hold them accountable? I don't know. The district attorney? The district attorney's job is to convict people whom the police have arrested. So if you're an officer and you're giving this district attorney all these suspects who are being accused of committing crimes, then all of a sudden you're in trouble. I just don't trust that the district attorney will always do the right thing. So we need a federal enforcement agency, one that works for the government, our government, that works for the people, who will do something about it. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock shadow. If you're not familiar, please, pretty please, with sugar on top, get familiar.